All right, for those of you who just joined us, welcome to our final Seroptimus Safari of this biennium as we venture to the land of getting ready for the next biennium. And I'm your governor, Karen Marshall, in my final few weeks here as your Northwestern Region governor. And with us tonight, Governor-elect Wendy is going to do a lot of the talking. And we have District 2 Director Catherine dropping in links and monitoring chat, and Region Secretary Chris Christensen is also here. She'll be the primary chat monitor. Um, so feel free to drop questions in chat, or you can raise your hand too in the reactions button. We're doing a poll right now for those of you who joined us. Let's see. Yes, we've got we started the poll when 33 people were in our session. So some of you are joining now, you're probably not seeing the poll. We're asking if you've got what club leadership role. So we've got some presidents and treasurers, excellent. Committee chairs, just board members at large, president-elect a few. That's awesome. Okay, so we're going to close this poll in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we'll just share the results here. So that's very helpful. It just helps guide a little bit of our discussion tonight. And then I am going to start another poll directly on the heels of that one, as long as I can grab it again. Because there's been quite a bit of new information that, sorry, let's try to get to the next poll. Having some issues. I'm a little rusty with this. So yes, can we launch the second poll, please? That would be awesome. All right. It's just not going to let me do that. All right. Yay. So we wanted to ask too if many of you had attended the tech talks that were 2 sessions, the most recent one being last evening that SIA headquarters staff produced. And if you want to do just a quick reaction with that, if you want to do like a thumbs up, if you were on the tech talk last night or the one back on June 3rd, that would be awesome. You can always just hit in your reactions button thumbs up like so, if that way we would know.
Got some thumbs up and some thumbs down.
Okay, all right, that works. I can see that.
Looks like you
Yeah.
got about 8, maybe 10 people who attended the tech talk.
Thanks. Okay, that's also helpful. We are going to be repeating some of the information that you all have heard last night because it was the first time we heard it. So this entire presentation that we did on June 10th has been significantly revised in some areas. So we're just going to launch right into it. I don't want to, it's about an hour, so we want to make sure we're keeping on time. So just a few logistics. I've already mentioned that this is being recorded now. The slide deck's going to be posted. So please view either the YouTube video or look at the PDF, share the PDF if you need to, whatever, to make it easy for you. And for the session, put your questions in chat. We're going to have 8 segments of Q&A. And also, please remain muted unless you're asked to speak. Be very helpful. All right, let's roll along then, shall we? So as I just mentioned, we've got 4 different segments, 8 segments actually, and different question periods here throughout the safari. So this is sort of this is the table of contents of what we're talking about tonight. We've got quite a bit to cover. So let's go ahead and just jump into that. I'm starting off. I'll talk about dues, our favorite topic this time of year. So our region dues are still due July 1st. We need you to pay your region dues by July 1st for the club treasurers out there. You can find the online payment is through the same system we use for region conference and for district meetings. And I think Catherine's dropping a link in chat for that. You can also go to our members only area on the region website and in Teams and find the information. We've got, of course, the forms. Treasurer Becky needs you to send her, in addition to paying dues, she does need you to send a club roster. And I know this is complicated because you're probably saying, well, we always get our club roster downloaded from the SIA website. And as we're going to be going into, we know that that's not available as of July 1st. So we still need you, though, to send Region Treasurer Becky McGinty an Excel document, a Word document of your club roster, especially of email and names. And why is this so important? Well, for one thing, Region Treasurer Becky needs to, of course, cross-reference the amount of dues you paid that it matches the members on your member roster. But we also need your club member emails to be able to communicate with you all. Without that, we can't send you all emails. And it's really, really, really important that we can send every Northwestern Region member an email, especially as the new biennium begins, for updates. You know, the district meeting information is going to be rolling out in August. So we really, 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 I can't stress this enough, need to have you send her some sort of a list of your club members that you match what you're paying in dues.
And Karen, also, we need to know who your chairs are for your committees, your Live Your Dream chair, your Dream It Be It chair, all the good stuff. Membership chair.
Yes, the Form 5008, right?
Yes.
Yes. So make sure you send in that form along with the club roster. Absolutely. So those are really critical things. You can find all of these, like you can see here in our Teams file, the forms that you need. The Form 200. I'm sorry, not Form 5008. That's another form, isn't it? Form 200. And then the dues form here. You can find all of these both on our region website and in Teams, just as you can see here. So I just wanted to really stress that Becky, Region Treasurer Becky already received notice from one club that they weren't sending her a roster, and we can't work that way. So I know that we've got a thing going on with SIA, which we're going to talk about in a second, with the member portal, but we need you to send us some sort of list of your members. Send that to Region Treasurer Becky. So, all right. So SIA dues. This is, of course, a screenshot from the website. And the big news, if you weren't on the Tech Talks last night, is that, and maybe some emails been sent out, I don't know, to club treasurers and club presidents, but headquarters Federation dues are not going to be due on July 1. And that's because, as current club treasurers and club presidents know, you cannot access the member portal yet. They're ramping up to give 2023, 2024 club treasurers and club presidents, those people they know are currently serving in those two positions, access to the SIA member portal starting July 1. So that's a big, big thing. The portal has had 2 different Tech Talk videos created about it, and current club treasurers and current club presidents are the 2 people that have been invited to first get into the portal. And so these tech talks were the way that headquarters staff was explaining how to do that and how to pay dues. So what you want to do if you're a current club treasurer, especially, or if there's someone else who handles this sort of thing in your club that may be a sister treasurer, you all want to watch the Tech Talks blog or videos that are you can find in the Sir Optimus blog. The link is only available for the June 3rd. The link for Monday night, last night's session should be up, like, I think within a day or two. So I would encourage you all to watch these videos for current club presidents, current club treasurers, and then make sure that you're connecting with the incoming club president and club treasurer, if that makes sense. So what is happening is headquarters is relying upon the 2023, 2024 club presidents and club treasurers to work with the incoming 2024, 2025 club president and club treasurer to make sure that you can work on the dues, hopefully in the month of July, and get the new member updated in the new member portal, and then pay your dues that way. And then eventually, of course, headquarters will understand, especially with the Form 200, that you have a potentially new club president, new club treasurer. Hope this makes sense. The session was really great last night. It explained a lot of things, especially this change that Federation dues are not due on July 1 anymore, because there's no way currently to do that through the member portal. So other things you might need to know about the member portal: it's going to be phased in. So as I mentioned, only current club treasurers and presidents will have the first invitation to join the member portal. The member portal works much like our own Northwestern Region teams. You get an email with an invitation to join, and you'll need to receive that email and then take action on it. You'll have to have your own individual email address to use, much like our own teams in the region. So you can't have a shared club email to use, and everyone needs an email address. That was a very common question. As I mentioned, it's going to be invitation only. So this is all beginning July 1 now. Things have really been pushed. We thought it was happening in June. It's now happening in July. So hence, Federation dues will not have any penalties. And hopefully you can start paying them in July once the portal opens. So if you have any questions about any of this, the SIA member portal, it's a Federation thing, not a region thing.
Right.
So we're learning this as you all are learning it. And of course, another big question that came up was, is there going to be a late fee at some point for dues? And headquarters staff, as you can see here in the slide, basically said the board is meeting to discuss it, but right now there's no late fees happening at any point. They're going to have to discuss it. So there will be an email coming out about that. But I hope everybody's on board with the fact that you're not paying your Federation dues until the current presidents and current treasurers get the email invitation to go to the member portal, and then everything's done electronically.
Right, but your region dues are still due by July 1st.
Yes, yes. And so here's an example that they gave yesterday of the member portal rollout with the invitation. So for current club presidents and current club treasurers, you should be getting this on July 1 unless they extend it into some time later in July. But as of right now, be expecting that. And then you'll need to click the link as it says here and then log in. So, all right. Are we ready for questions that we can possibly answer?
Yes, I have one that just came up from Linda Chambers. She says, can we base our payment on the fees showing on SIA website so we can put in our financials correct?
That is a good question. All of the forms are on the SIA website that you would normally use, right? So, the financial transaction form is there. So that should have all of the details that you would need to know how much it is. You can also, as they were mentioning yesterday, headquarters staff said you can pay your founder pennies at the same time. You could do a club giving at the same time. So all of these things, the deadline has rolled out beyond June 30th because you can pay it through the portal at the same time you're paying club dues. Does that answer your question, Linda? The forums are on the SIA website.
Nancy Botcher asks, does the regional treasurer need the member number on the roster?
No. We do
Okay.
not. That's a great question, Nancy. Region Treasurer Becky does not need member numbers. If you don't have those, it's okay.
Does
Well,
she have club numbers? I would think she would.
yes,
I
we have.
believe the Form 200 asks for the club number.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, because that was another question and I referred them to contact Becky in case they didn't have their club number.
Yes.
I
We
have
we
club numbers too, if you need them tonight, if you can't wait to get a hold of Treasurer Becky.
Yes, I was going to say we actually at the region level we have what are now really
Yeah.
old lists, but we have club numbers. So
Yeah. Is there a way to download our current membership to an Excel worksheet?
From SIA, from there,
I believe that's what they want to know.
I would probably say not because the portal is under construction. So we don't have access to our emails. Thus, we're waiting for an invitation so we can get into the portal. So because we don't have access to it, I would say no.
yes.
Hopefully your club treasurer has a list of the roster.
And it
Mhm.
doesn't have to be an extensive roster. It can be the member's name and their email address. We don't need all the other data. Eventually we can get that as a region if we need it. But we really just need the member name and the email address. And I suppose too, it would be helpful. You can tell I've never been a club treasurer, but like if someone has a special membership category, like some clubs still have life members, that you would list that as so it balances out with the actual money that Region Treasurer Becky is seeing. And she couldn't be here tonight. She she has a big family commitment, but we're doing our best to cover for her. Other questions?
That's all I've got so far.
Okay. Great. Yeah. So, like I said, check the SIA website if you need information about their, data and forms. They're all there. All the new forms for headquarters are updated on the website. All right. Governor-elect Wendy, time to talk about the new biennium.
Yes, so we're going to be going from a safari to a book club. That'll be the name of the Seropticals for the next biennium. It's going to be exciting. You guys will have to stay tuned as we have our interim board meeting with the new leadership coming up the second weekend of July. And then after that, we'll probably be filtering out more information as it's decided upon. What do you have? What else do you have there, Karen?
Great.
Oh, that's back to you.
All right. Oh, okay. I thought you were going to take this one.
I can't remember who's doing what. Tag team, you're it.
Okay. So, this is nothing new, but we wanted to really go over the expectations of club leaders. Number one is to check. Now, of course, this is kind of a joke because we talked about the no directory, but do check. This actually is totally irrelevant, and I forgot to catch this one. It's really not relevant right now. You cannot look at your club directory on the headquarters website, but It's like, do make sure that you send the form in to Region Treasurer Becky that has the Live Your Dream Chair, the area meeting rep, figure that out. Those district directors will need to know that, right? Governor-elect Wendy, I've got your hand up. Do you want
Yes,
to take them?
yes, I wanted to also add that when you get into the new member portal and you are entering your roster, this is the grooviest thing of all. Next to the person's name, you're going to be able to choose whether they're a Live Your Dream Chair, Dream It Be It, membership, treasurer, president, member at large, whatever. So it'll be really easy for us to figure out who's doing what in each club because you'll have the option to choose that next to each member that you enter on the new roster. So that's very exciting. Yes.
Once the new portal opens up to everybody, I think it's going to be very, very helpful. But right now, it's just a little stressful, I think, for everybody, not knowing what's going to happen and when. Right. So another expectation for club leaders, and we see this every single year, is that we really expect outgoing leadership to do a really solid transition for new leaders. Give them the information, be available to answer questions. I can't tell you how many times we end up with an email from a club president who says, I don't know anything. Nobody ever told me anything. I just got dropped into this position. And that's not a good feeling for anybody, right? So please do that great transfer of knowledge and information, documentation, pass it down through into the next biennium.
Yes. And
Go ahead.
as I say, to add to that as well, utilize your district directors. They've all been presidents. They all know exactly what the expectation is and how everything should roll out. So if you get stuck, don't hesitate to reach out to them. They are there to help you.
Great. Yep.
Right?
Yep. All right. Number 3 is, obviously visit websites regularly. The Federation website is evolving and will continue to evolve through this next year. We have now our own, obviously members only section we've had for a very long time. And we have our new site that's in Teams. So if you've received an invitation to join our Northwestern Region Teams chat, that gives you access to all sorts of documents. They're the same on both of our sites, but we're in this transitionary phase.
And Karen, you'll see a lot more use of Teams during the next biennium. So get your Teams ready. It's so easy to use.
There you go.
Yeah.
And obviously join and use the Teams chat. We will be talking a little bit more about that. And read your email. That's why we need everybody's email addresses. So we can send you emails from our region. And of course, they're very important emails coming from headquarters about invitations to the new member portal that are rolling out next month.
And Karen, readers are leaders, you know.
That's right.
Yep. We love it.
You want to take this next slide?
Sure, because I want everybody to participate in our region and SI headquarters learning opportunities. So that means as club leaders, you need to attend the district meetings, the area meetings, come to region conference, participate in the book club online sessions. And basically the bottom line is we really want to see 2 people from every club participate. Everybody works really hard. Headquarters works hard. Your directors and secretaries work hard. The region officers do. We all want to put on and give you the best information that we can and get it back to the members, but it's only going to get to your members if you have people coming to those meetings and participating. So that's really critical. And of course, once you get all that information, this is something else that Governor Karen and I have heard a lot the last 6 years we've served, is that members will tell us like, well, our person that we sent never came back and told us anything, or she just said it was a lot of fun. So we want to make sure that, the most important information, you are sharing it with the people that do not make it to the meeting. So that's critical. And then of course, your district director, she is going to be your key to communication. If you're missing something, you don't feel that your president is giving it to you or your treasurer, contact your district director. They will have all the information. So utilize them. Make sure that, if you're stuck, reach out. Everybody is here to make sure everybody succeeds. So communicate, and always ask for help if you need it. because there are a lot of people all over the place that can help you.
Great. Thanks, Governor Wendy. Do you want to do the next slide?
No, I'm gonna let you.
Okay.
Throwing the disc back your way.
All right. So, this obviously, it seems pretty obvious, like, hey, we're all club members. We all know what the purpose of our club is. Well, this is just a reminder. Sometimes, people like to kind of veer off the club roadmap. So, this is just an overview, of course, what we are as Soroptimists, our mission and our vision. And the fact that obviously we need to provide value for membership through engagement with the mission, vision, programs, and events, and with lots of fun and fellowship as well. It's oftentimes we hear the number one reason why members leave clubs is that they were told Soroptimist was one thing, but then they got involved and realized it wasn't what the people who recruited them said that the club was all about. So keep that in mind, club leaders. All
Yes.
right. The purpose of our region. Governor Wendy, do you want to take this or you want me to?
Oh, sure, because I am all about motivation.
All right.
Sis Mba, let's go. All right, so basically, we want to assist and motivate everybody in our mission-focused efforts of helping women and girls have access to education. We want to support adoption of best practices in governance and nonprofit status. We also want to encourage the building of a solid base of continuous and expanding membership. And as you, those of you that were at Region knows that one of my big goals is 4 new clubs, 1 in each district, 90% retention rate of our existing members. So it's all about maintaining our membership, building. We also want to, there we go, right into the second one, advocate for the creation of new clubs. And something that's really near and dear to my heart is developing future leaders. It's, tapping into somebody that, may be really skilled at something, but just has shied away or maybe, hasn't really been approached. Reach out to people who have different skill sets. You'd be surprised who can become a future leader. And we think everybody has it in them to do that. Also want to make sure, another one of my goals is brand identity and making sure that we're falling in line with brand recognition. Happy to say that Governor Karen will be our brand awareness chair for the biennium, so she will be heading up that. And then, of course, the culture of philanthropy. It's our impact. Philanthropy, fundraising. That's pretty much self-explanatory. And then, of course, we also are a liaison to SIA and headquarters. And I have to tell you guys, we are a really lucky region. Number one, we're the second largest region in our federation. Number two, we are so lucky to have so many people from headquarters come out into our region and come to our meetings. I mean, Aisha has not been to the same region twice, except for ours. So we also have the great fortune of having Stephanie Smith and Sue Riney in our backyards. So we have lots of opportunity to learn a lot from a lot of great people, but we always have a connection with headquarters and they are there to help us. Did I miss anything, Karen?
That's great. Are there any questions in this section?
I do not see any at the moment.
Okay, let's carry on then. All right. Documents for club leaders, but also for every single club member.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed. We are working on, I'm helping Governor Wendy. We're wrapping up the new club leadership guide. I think it might be done in the next week or so, maybe. And then
By July 1st.
Yes. And then there's the Northwestern Region Club Leadership Timeline and Checklist, which starts out with July 1 due dates. And so this is a work in progress, I would say. I don't think it's going to be ready, especially with headquarters changing things around. It won't be available right away. but it will be coming out soon. And I was going to give you just a little preview of the club leadership guide, so you all have a sense of what that is. So I'm going to share the screen.
Mhm.
All right. So if hopefully for those of you who've been club leaders in the last, both my biennium and then in Governor Christie's biennium, that's when we began this club leadership guide as well as these orientation sessions. So this is the new club leadership guide, and you can see here by the table of contents that it talks a lot about Seroptimist, who we are and where we are. It's got information all the way from Seroptimist International in Cambridge, England, down to our area in our own region. Talks, of course, about our mission and projects at all levels. Then it gets
And look
into
at that, it talks about the email, the Seroptimus Club email account. How
yes,
groovy is that?
yes, the Seroptimus Club email account and how to access it, which is completely separate from the member portal. Completely separate. That's the email, your club name at seroptimus.net, that headquarters pushes out emails to. So once again, this is a huge thing that we oftentimes find incoming club presidents have no idea what's the club email, or I thought it was my club email at Gmail or Yahoo or Hotmail. No, no, no. This is something completely different. So if you're lost and confused over this issue and you're saying to myself, oh, I don't know what club email is, first of all, ask your club president. They should be the one who delegates, who monitors club email or has it forwarded to another email address, and find out about the club email account and make sure someone's monitoring it.
Mhm.
So it's all right there. And then some great tools on branding and using correct terminology and names. Other things about club administration and leadership responsibilities are outlined in this guideline, as well as some club operation guidelines, parliamentary procedure information, really great things, agendas. So this is a great tool, even if you're not a club leader. It kind of helps you sort of get insight into the operations of the club, the governance of the club. And so I encourage every member in our region to, once this is produced, to take a good look at it, because it's a
Right.
great document.
And Karen, to add to that, it is great for everybody to review it. It helps maintain transparency amongst your board and the club members. It helps to make sure that meetings are being run in accordance with Robert's rules and they're cohesive and, we don't have all the knockdown, drag out, whatever. That never happens in any of our clubs. But it's just really nice. It's great for transparency. And you know what? I'm going to say it again, Karen. Readers are leaders. People who are informed, people who read to educate themselves, who know this stuff, they will find that they will get so much more out of their membership than if they just show up at a club and go, yeah, I don't know. So I encourage everyone to read it.
There's also, very important here, a transition checklist for outgoing presidents. So if you're saying, but wait a minute, so this one for 2024, 2025 is still in the works. Is there an older version I can look at? And we say, yes, there is. There's the version from this year. And I believe Director Catherine, do you have a link or a copy of that?
Sure
She
do.
already
It's in
dropped it.
chat.
Thanks. All
She's
right.
way ahead of us.
She's way
I
ahead
love
of
it.
us. Perfect. So that's the older version. There are some things that are definitely outdated in the version from this year. But the other one is coming out fairly soon. So as you can see, it's a lot. It's a big document. So lots of great material. We really just want everyone to read it, look at it, keep it at hand. I'm gonna stop share.
Oh, look at
Hey,
everybody.
there. Yeah. All right. Oops, helps if I get back to the right document. There we go. You don't want to see all of us.
Wow, go Carol. Carol Bennett has printed and bounded the document for all of the members of the Florence Club.
Oh,
Woohoo!
that's great. That's a
That's
really
a
great thing.
well-oiled machine right there.
Yes,
Thank
absolutely.
you, Carol.
All right. Oh, hey, everybody. Sorry, just 1 second. Oh boy.
It's really hot here in the desert. I think I saw a pack of kangaroos hop by. Is that a giraffe over yonder?
Oh, this of course would only happen when we're actually recording, and I'm having
Right.
a little technical difficulty.
Really smooth last Monday night, so
Yeah. Hopefully the hyenas won't get us.
right?
I just have, flashbacks of the Lion King.
You know what
They
happened?
come
It
out
was
of
like
nowhere.
Right.
closed the document out completely because it looked just like what I was looking at. Whoops. All right, hang on just 1 more second, everybody. Any other questions in chat while we're getting back
No,
up and running here?
but
No.
No.
Mercury's in retrograde.
All
Jennifer, we were
right.
talking about the club leadership guide. There's a link to this last biennium's club leadership guide in the chat, if that helps you.
There's lots of links. Catherine's been working hard over there.
She's a linker.
Yep.
All right. We are so close to
Jennifer Hammergren said she got kicked out, so she has no idea which document we're talking about.
Right. Catherine just told her we were working with the
Okay.
club leadership guide.
All right. I'm just going to say I need a bigger screen.
Or a third one.
Something. Here we go. Woof. All right. Onwards. We now have the new club roadmap for 2024-2025. Governor LaCoinne, you want to
Yay!
take this?
Yes, I would love to. Notice that they are using the new titles of impact, engagement, brand recognition, and philanthropy. So you want to make sure in your tools and correspondence and communications to your members that you are also using the correct terminology. So nobody will say, huh? What? I didn't know. Because here it is. And they're pretty much the same as last year, which is great. We're still in the middle of the big goal of reaching 500,000 women and girls. Engagement, still wanting to grow our membership, charter new clubs, brand recognition. I think this is where we've probably seen the greatest change and alignment come into play. If anybody knows anything about branding and marketing, it's to have a cohesive message to make sure that across the board that what we put out is the same for all of us. So they've really developed the brand recognition program. And like I said, Karen's going to oversee that for us in the next biennium. So we will have approved Facebook posts and Instagram posts, and they'll all be in line with SIA's brand recognition. So I think that's the biggest thing that I've got. And yes,
We have a question asking where we can get a copy of that, and I am answering that you can get it on the SIA website. That's where I found it last week.
yeah.
So if you guys could point me to that, because I'm seeing the 23-24 version in the 4 clubs.
We will also post it to Teams.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. By July 1st, it'll be on Teams. Okay. So basically, again, this is just a little bit diving a little bit deeper into, impact. What is it? What are we doing? Engagement, philanthropy. And again, they're really encouraging clubs to give 10% to in club giving. And remember, we have that one fun little award, Karen, that if we have 100% participation, the clubs have 100% participation, then they get extra recognition. You're scrolling your mouse around, so I'm not sure if you want me to look at something or.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to. Sorry.
I was like, what? I'm trying to follow your mouse. All right. So did I miss anything, Miss Karen?
I think that's pretty good.
Yeah. And I will add really quickly that engagement, while Federation's goal is 85%. My goal for the region is a 90% retention rate. We've done it before, we'll do it again. So 90%, 90%. And an increase of 25% increase in Dream It Be It participation. So good stuff.
Stuff. I was going to upload the club roadmap into chat since I have downloaded it from,
Oh, great.
Okay,
that's why the mouse was
I'll quit trying to do that.
around. Yeah. Okay.
Yep, and the calendar will come in as we get the information, then of course we'll share it, move it forward. So you look forward to that.
That's a big question we get every single year, starting basically at the end of July, beginning of August, is when is the club calendar coming out? So probably September
Yeah.
from Federation. Wendy, back to you.
Oh, there's back to my goals. A new club in each district, 90% retention, 5 net new members per year. Brand recognition, find one new way to increase your club visibility in your community outside of the obvious of social media and or newspapers. I just want people to think outside the box. Maybe put an ad on the side of a milk truck or something, or do what Ashland did and sponsor this bottle drive, and their club information is splashed all across these big, huge trucks that go up and down I-5. So thinking outside the box. Impact, 100% participation. Dream It Be It. I would love to see an increase of 25% club participation. And then technology, as I said at conference, we're going to see more usage with our teams and our members only access, and more Zephy. So a lot more things will be going electronic. So something to look forward to. And to ease the worriers out there who are like, I don't get tech, I don't like tech. I've heard it all. There are people in the region who are very good at walking other people through step by step and how to get on board. So if you are one of those people that you're like, no, I can't do it, I don't know how, let me know and I will connect you with a person who will personally call you and walk you through what you need to do. And then you'll be in the know. So that's what I've got for that, Karen. Anything you want to add?
No, that's great.
Yeah. Don't let tech scare you. I mean, I know, think about it. When the cell phone came out, everybody had rotary phones and then push button phones. And then the cell phones came out and everybody was freaked about the cell phones. And now you have people taking pictures with their phones, video recording with their phones, sharing a file on their phones, checking their email. So it's just like that. It's a little different.
Any new questions?
Yep, I've got one from Carol Burnett, or Carol Bennett, I'm sorry. If we don't pay our dues until after July 1 and include the 10% giving when we pay the dues, will it be credited to the 2023-24 year? We just had a great fundraiser and we want to get the credit this year.
For Federation dues, yes, they are extending everything. That's what we were told on Monday.
Mhm.
So if you pay your club giving and if you pay your founders pennies along with your 2024-2025 club dues, once you have access to the portal, yes, that's totally fine.
Yes. But you still need to pay your region dues by July 1st.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Good
That was
question.
the only one I had.
All right.
All right.
Wendy, still back to you.
All right. Well, as you can see, I am very happy. We have our region chairs assigned. They're all ready to go. I am still looking for district reps. If you're interested in Dream It Be It membership, I think I have one Live Your Dream spot open and a couple others. Just shoot me an email, governorelect@seroptimistnwr.org. And you can see who the chairs are. So you can see that it's going to be a heck of a lot of fun. Mary Lee is still going to chair the overall programs. And then Sherry Croder, Chris Kelly for Dream It Be It and Live Your Dream. And how lucky is this? Stephanie Smith is going to chair the membership committee. So I don't know, if it was me, I'd be beating down everybody's door to get on that one because that's going to be a whole lot of fun. And then Kathy McCullough's returned for fundraising. And as I said, Karen Marshall will be brand recognition, aka public awareness. So
Okay. I have a question. I have 2 questions.
yeah,
One, can anyone tell me what club has been selling the shirts with the bling at Telencel?
Coeur
That would
d'Alene.
Yeah.
Coeur
Coeur
d'Alene.
Mhm.
Okay. And the second one is, what do the reps do for the committees that you're recruiting for?
Well, it depends on the committee. So if you can send me an email specifically which committee you're interested in, then I can specifically answer your question better. How's that? Not the best answer, but the
I would say
membership,
too that the reps help the region chair.
I was going to say the chairs carry the load, but it is a sharing of ideas and developing of workshops that will be happening at the district meetings. And just being, being there, being present in the moment. So yeah, and attending district meetings. Because if the chair is not at the district meeting, then the district rep will be the one that would give the workshop, if there is a workshop.
All right. Do you want to carry on with the committees, Governor-elect Wendy?
Yeah, nominating is Kathy King. Club advisory, the cat team, meow, 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 is Governor-elect Chris. Imagine Life Without Violence is Donna Ronca. Membership communications will still go to info@sorocknessnwr.org, and from there it'll get filtered out to the necessary people. Global Connections is still being developed. Anybody that is interested in serving with Global Connections, again, reach out to me. Marie Falmo is our finance chair. Jan Martin is our bylaws chair. Stephanie Smith and Vanessa Horning will continue with professional development, and a couple of people added in there for a little extra spice. And then, of course, the meeting and conference planning teams. Our site coordinator for region is Wanda Costi. Our conference chair for region is Carolyn Catter-Henry. And registration chair for region conference is Cindy Parker. And I think that's it for the planning team, right? Other than the officers of the board, which is treasurer, secretary, governor-elect, and governor. And then the skill pools, task and talent. This is really exciting. We've been able to build the skills pool this last couple of months. So Sarah's been working really hard on that. We've got some great individuals that are being trained up and will be able to help the members. So earlier when I mentioned we will connect you with a person live on the other end of the phone, this is where those people are coming from. So I think that's pretty
Great.
much it. Karen, I don't think I forgot anything.
All right. Any other questions?
Nope, I don't have anything new.
Ooh, let's move on then.
Okay, you get to talk for a while now, Karen.
All right. So once again, we're talking now about communication tools. So we've already delved into the soroptimist.net email address, but we can't say it enough. Make sure that you're accessing that. It's okay to forward it, to go in and have those emails forwarded to another account. That's perfectly fine, but you do need to send an email from that account at least once a year, and you need to access it and make sure that the in the next biennium that all the emails are cleaned up and it's a fresh you don't have 700 emails stacked up in that email account. So it's really important to use that account, to access that account, or have the emails forwarded so you can get timely information from headquarters. And now our Northwestern Region e-blasts, super important. The e-blasts, of course, are a primary way to reach you, our members, hence the need for the updated roster as of July 1 with email addresses. And I know that Governor-elect Wendy's planning to continue these e-blasts on a regular basis. So, you know, as a member, then you're automatically enrolled, but you can opt out if you absolutely want to, although we highly discourage it because you need to know what's going on. So
Yeah. If I may, Karen, this is one of those situations where, members come up to us at meetings and stuff like, oh, I never hear anything, my president doesn't share that information, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. This is how members can get this information. So, hopefully we will reduce the number of times we hear, well, our president doesn't share anything, or the people we send to the meetings don't share anything. The email blasts are sort of a way to counteract that. So hopefully the most important information is going to go out in an email blast, and everybody whose email is signed in will get it. So again, that just helps with more transparency with what's going on in the region as well as the Federation.
And of course, club presidents and club treasurers on last night, I guess it was, wasn't it, that I sent out an email blast specifically to you all about the updates with the SIA Federation dues payment, and a link, of course, to this to register for this meeting. So, yep, that's just one example. Is that we're able to, as a region, we're able to, with getting the right information to Region Treasurer Becky McGinty, we can set up groups of people within our Microsoft 365 world to send emails to, which is very, very helpful to us.
Yep.
All right, region chat.
I love tools. They make me
you-
happy.
Yes. Do you want to talk about this, Wendy? Or do you want me to?
I'd love to. Northwestern Region Chat, your tool to connect with other members. All right, so this is something that's going to be coming up in Teams. We are going to have chat lines open in Teams. So if you're a president, you could go to this one particular chat and talk with any other president in the region. Same thing for treasurers. We also will have chats for each district, because one of the things that we've noticed every time we're together, if it's a district meeting, somebody's sharing something, a fundraiser or a Dream It Be It or something that they've done, and all the other clubs are like, what club is she from? What did they do? Where did they go? This will be a great place for everybody to share that information. So you can look forward to that. It's just going to be an easy way to share information. So be looking for that. And it is in Teams.
And
Yeah,
here's
there
great.
it is.
Yep. Here's a great example of what it looks like. So, simply just like with the new member portal at Federation, you get an invitation to join Teams and an email. If you send an email to Sarah at support at with the subject line Teams connection, she can get you linked into chat, which is really a great tool. All right, moving on to our region website. So we're focusing on our website that is living in the Microsoft land, because everybody who has access right now to our Northwestern region website, SirOptimistNWR.org, and can get in by logging in through the member portal, you're golden. But we're having a serious technical DMARC problem, and I'm not going into details, but for those of you who are like, oh, DMARC, got it. If you know what that means, you know our problem. We're unable to add new members access to our SirOptimistNWR.org website. So we're really encouraging everyone to ask to be invited to join Teams, which will give you access to the members only site here in our Microsoft world. And in this area, we've got folders set up already. So there's information about area meetings, including for area meeting representatives, the handbook, club resources, which actually includes the dues information for our region at this moment, conference presentations, district meeting information, which will be obviously being updated coming up in August. Region resources. This is a great tool. We've got our bylaws, standing rules, procedures. We'll have other documents in there. We'll have the club leader guide in there once it's done. SIA resources. We also have additional information that we think is really important from Federation there. And then, of course, the women newsletter. So you can always look back at any copies of the women newsletter. So that's just an example of the files that are accessible through being invited and joining our Seroptimus Northwestern Region Microsoft Teams world.
Yeah.
Questions?
Okay, I have a couple of questions. One was answered within it, but I think it's a good question for everybody. Is there a chance that we will be able to order items from the SIA store soon? We cannot obtain a past president's pin to give to our outgoing past president or outgoing president.
Right.
And the response from another member was said, I called SIA from SI Burlington and they sent me one paying with PayPal. So for any of you who are wondering how you can get the pins and things, that you give SIA a phone call. And then there's another comment here is, and I believe this has to do with Teams. Once you are signed up, are you automatically included in the various other chats pertaining to your role, i.e. president, district, etc.?
Yes, as long as we know, like if you're listed as the club president, you'll be added to the club president's chat and your district chat.
Then the next question is if a person is listed as a guest in Teams, does that person need to get an invitation to join Teams? And then someone says, they told me they were not putting the past, oh, never mind. This is about the past president pin.
Okay.
Yeah,
the-
to go back really quickly about the past president's pin, they are
Mhm.
having a vendor issue with all the pins. That's why they're so
Says their
sporadic.
supply is low, yes.
Yeah, so it's a vendor, it's a supply and demand issue. So when they get it figured out, they'll show back up. So
And
it's
of
not
course,
not the answer we want, but
Right.
there will be an SIA Federation store at convention. So who knows what will be available by then, but do keep that in mind if you're headed to convention in Bellevue. You might want to think ahead if they're going to have pins there that you're ready to buy them if you need them. Who knows?
right.
Back to the
Uh,
Teams question.
If a person is listed as a guest in Teams, does that person need to get an invitation to join Teams?
I would say yes, but
I don't think so. That's probably when we're gonna have to forward to Sarah. I thought that guest was a default. So let us get a confirmation from Sarah and get back to you, Mary Ellen.
That's what I thought too.
Yes, I think, yeah, Catherine, you're on that, right? So we'll get back to you on that. And then,
And that's the last of the questions that I have.
yeah, the guest means you're not, officially logged in. So if you click on a link and you get an error message, if it's from ours, that could be why. Oh, and Catherine's all over it. Yay! Great. We need many technically savvy people to make this whole system function. It's great to have a team. All right, shall we move on then?
a team for teams.
Pardon?
A team for teams.
Exactly, team for teams. All right, so the Federation website is functional. Well, I just want to remind everybody, in case you need to go hunt around for something, except for, of course, paying your dues and managing your club roster. So, but you can find other documents here. You can, which is really important as we have some deadlines coming up. You can file your online reports. Club administration here. This is a screenshot. Oh, that's an old screenshot. All right. So, but you can hopefully find the club roadmap here eventually, and all sorts of other great tools. Protocol. The SIA blog is very important. If you're not, hopefully you're getting emails that tell you a little bit about what's going on. The Best for Women Federation news blog. But the blog is really good. Great tools here, business card templates, Canva custom templates, how to use QR codes, all sorts of stuff. And then, of course, how to achieve club recognition in 2024. These were just some examples from the last couple of months of what you can find in the blog. So I do encourage you not to think that the website's completely shut down, because it's not. It's still very active, and you can find great information to help you and your club succeed in the next biennium. Federation procedures. This is a document that exists on the website that's really important for a club, especially for club leaders, but it's a good read for every single member to know the SIA procedures, and the procedures governing clubs. All sorts of great information is here. You can learn a little bit more about how nomination works for federation, so it's not a mystery. But more importantly, too, particularly in this coming year, I want to talk a little bit about in the procedures, what clubs can and cannot do. Wendy, do you want to handle this? Or do you want me to?
Oh, sure. Because these are the kind of rules I like, they're pretty black and white. So you may take a public position on implementation of any adopted position by the federation. So if the federation has adopted a position on a certain topic, then we're okay. So in support of objects and purposes of our Soroptimist organization, with club members voting to advocate support, clubs and members in their capacity as a Soroptimist shall not participate or intervene directly or indirectly in any political campaign on behalf or in opposition to and candidate for elected public office. It kind of goes, with the old rule of at work, you don't discuss religion, politics, or sex. It's just a good rule to follow. I have had to mediate a club that was in turmoil over political issues, and I just cannot stress to everybody enough, just don't go there. It's not worth it at the end of the day. Respect what it is you do as a Soroptimist and stay focused on the mission, and you'll be fine. Personal contact information of Soroptimist members will not be used for commercial or solicitation purposes. So do not take your fellow members' phone numbers or email addresses and write them on bathroom walls or post them on unruly, unsightly websites. Just because you have access to them does not mean that they are there for you to sell or give away or use for commercial purposes.
All right.
Back to
Moving
you.
on. All right, moving on. We're just going to quickly go over insurance. All this information is on the website. Everybody should, well, club leaders should know about the copies of insurance that are needed, any applications. There's a great video here if you're interested in learning more about the insurance that we get through Federation. I do want to make sure that everybody knows this has been around for a while now, but back in the pandemic days, we had the activity declaration for face-to-face events with non-members present, and that's no longer required. So if this is sitting in your club binder of things you need to do, you need to rip it out, rip it up happily. It's no longer required. So just want to make sure you can't find this document.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Done.
All right. Any questions on this section?
I have none in the chat.
Okay, we're going to move on because I know we're already a little past the hour. All right, made some updates to the calendar. So the big deadline, June 30th, is Dream It, Be It online reporting with the form that exists on the Federation website, as well as reporting Big Goal Accelerator projects. And as I already mentioned, the club giving deadline's been extended. The big thing, of course, in July is that hopefully headquarters is going to be rolling out the first round of invitations to join the new member portal. And of course, we have our Federation convention in our backyard here in Bellevue, Washington. And we're going to be going over our region stuff in just a bit. Another important thing to note is your club is, obviously thinking about summertime, is that the Live Your Dream Awards portal opens August 1st. So clubs, make sure you have your Live Your Dream Award chair and your committee up and raring to go August 1, because we want to have another 100% for next biennium. 100% participation, yes. All right, moving on to SIA convention. Wendy, do you want to cover this?
Oh, I'd be delighted to. So some of you may have heard that originally, because they like to take a big photo of all the regions, everybody that comes. Ours was originally supposed to be Friday morning at 6:35 a.m., which we were moaning and groaning. But because of the number of attendees, we were up to 130, what now, Karen? 30, 132 members strong. They had to move our photo opportunity to Saturday, the 27th at 7 a.m. at the lobby staircase because we have so many hip and cool people going. So 7 a.m. sharp. I have a feeling they're not going to mess around. So that's that. And then on Thursday, the 25th, we are having our gathering for our region. It's just going to be reindeer games. I don't know, all sorts of fun. And it is going to be at, can we tell them where it's at, Karen?
Sure.
It's at Lucky Strikes. I'm like, yes, but we're not going to be bowling. But then Karen said, oh, you can bowl if you want to. It'll just cost you extra money. But we are able to do this because we have 4 really fabulous sponsors. We will be putting together a menu, and there will be invitation and an RSVP through Zephy, and how to pay and everything. But it's going to be great. It's from, what is it, 6 to 8 or
9.
6 to 9. Yep. So we look forward to having everybody come on down and support us and have fun and fellowship, Karen.
Yep. It is super convenient. It's right next door to the Hyatt for those of you
Right
going to
across
convention.
the little walkway.
Yeah. All right, Governor Luck, Wendy, this is you too.
Yes. All right. So, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. August is going to be here and all the calls are going to go out. And it's going to be so exciting. So the first meeting is District 4, and it is the 27th through 29th. It is in Missoula, Montana at the Courtyard by Marriott. And then following that will be District 3, and that's going to be at the Mirabeau Park Hotel, and that'll be the 11th through the 13th. And then District 1 is October 18th to the 20th, and we will be returning to the Embassy Suites in Linwood. And then for District 2, we are returning to the Great Heathman Lodge, and that'll be the 25th through the 27th. So they are, all the properties are very excited to have us back. I know that Embassy, Heathman, and Mirabeau are thrilled that we're coming back. So let's drum up some exciting stuff and encourage your members to attend. And then, of course, in the spring, we'll have area meeting. We are going to be back in Eugene at the Valley River Inn, and it's April 24th through the 27th. And then for 2026, we are finally going back to Montana. The first time, I think, in 18 years. Way past due, overdue. I am thrilled to be going back to Whitefish. So plan for that. The room rates are, I think they're almost half of what we paid this last one. You might spend a little bit more in airfare to get there, but the meal package and the room rates will offset that. So 2 really great properties. And the Valley River Inn, as a FYI, had a partial burn last January, so it's been completely remodeled. It isn't even open yet, so it'll be like a brand new hotel.
Excellent.
So, yeah, it's good times.
Questions?
Where can you find a copy of this presentation?
This presentation is already in the Microsoft Teams file folder of region resources, and
Members only.
it will be, yeah, it's technically called members only, but it's the only place you can go in Teams for files like this. And then in our Seroptimist Northwestern Region NWR.org website, it will be posted in the members only section there, hopefully within the next 24 hours. And the recording hopefully will be available, like I said, within the week. Good questions.
Next question is, do we need to report that we didn't do a Dream It Be It event this year?
No, only report completed projects for both Big Goal Accelerator and Dream It Be It by June 30th.
Okay, that's all I've got.
All right, I think we're almost wrapping up. Oh, but we've added a little bit because of the leadership roundtable that was a week ago, I guess, right? So some summertime governance to do. So while you're
Homework,
sitting
summer school.
out back, lounging around and enjoying the sunshine. Actually, you want to make sure that you can maybe take a little time over the summer to either have this delegated to a committee on your club or have the board review your bylaws. It's always a good idea, actually, if all members do, but some clubs it's really depends on the size of your club, of course. Review your bylaw standing rules and procedures. Headquarters is going to begin in 2025. The plan to work with every club and obviously our own region bylaws committee to modernize all club and region bylaws and procedures and standing rules. So it's a big, big project. So one of the things we learned last week was the do now that you can see here on the screen is so think, especially if your club doesn't have standing rules or procedures, Lisa Magnifico was saying, get a head start by documenting club operational practices and determining if these are operational rules or practices in the bylaws that should be removed and placed in the procedures and standing rules. So just something to think about. I know Governor-elect Wendy, your bylaws committee will be happy to work with clubs on all of this. That's one of their major projects as a
Mhm.
committee. But
Yes.
it's a good time to start thinking about looking over these governing documents in the summer if you're not super, super busy with fundraising events and dream programs and all that. So I would encourage you to do that. And then obviously you want to ensure, and we said this before, but I'll say it again, ensure that club documents are accessible and passed down to the new leadership team. We did have a safari on records retention and online resources. So look in our Northwestern Region YouTube channel if you need information about that. It exists in a YouTube video. So, we're happy to help you, but we've got some great resources out there already. Anything else you want to add, Governor
No,
Wendy? Okay.
I think that's great.
All right. Back to you then, just for this.
Yeah, so as we had mentioned earlier, this next biennium, our safaris, our Seropticals are now going to be referred to as the book club. So we will have book club meetings. And of course, anything that you think would be a relevant topic or want to discuss, drop me an email and present it to the board and we'll see what happens. So looking for good ideas for the book club.
All right.
Yeah.
I think we're close to wrapping up. These are the final questions.
I
Anybody?
have no more questions here.